I'm 32 and live alone in a rural house. I have a few neighbors about half a mile down that I occasionally talk to, but for the most part, I keep to myself and only head into town when necessary. I'm semi-retired, so I spend most of my time at home, though for a few months out of the year, I take on contracting work. At the time, it was late fall, and on this particular day, I was outside gathering all of my equipment from the yard and storing it in the shed to prepare for the winter. It was just a collection of tools, lawnmowers, and other things I had left out. While I was outside, something unusual caught my attention. A man was walking along the road that connected to my driveway. He wasn't carrying anything, no backpack, no camping gear. For context, this road was completely empty aside from houses like mine, and the nearest town was at least a 2-hour walk away. I watched him until he disappeared far down the road. Once he was gone, I glanced in both directions and saw no cars parked anywhere along the roadside. It struck me as odd, but after a while, I put it out of my mind and finished up my work. I was back inside before dark and made dinner while winding down for the evening. As I sat there, a sudden, loud thud outside made me jump. It sounded like a wooden impact, coming from the direction of the shed. I glanced out the window toward the yard and immediately noticed that the shed door was wide open. The shed was old, but its door had never come unlatched on its own before. Still uncertain about what was going on, I knew I at least needed to check it out and close the door. I grabbed my rifle just in case, though I didn't expect it to be anything serious. As I walked toward the shed, I listened carefully, but the night was completely still. I scanned the open field around me but saw no signs of wildlife or anyone lurking nearby. When I reached the open shed door, I switched on my flashlight and shined it inside. Everything appeared untouched. I stepped in and did a more thorough check, making sure no animals were hiding anywhere, but again, nothing. I shut the door, made sure it was secured, and started heading back. As I walked across the field toward my house, an eerie feeling crept over me. I didn't know why, but the unease only grew stronger the closer I got to the front door. The moment I stepped inside, I locked the door behind me. That's when I saw it, right there on the hallway floor, a single shoe print. I flicked on the light, and my stomach dropped. A trail of dirty footprints stretched across the hallway, leading straight to the spare bedroom. My heart started pounding. I gripped my rifle tighter, took a deep breath, and carefully approached the door. Pressing my ear against the wood, I listened. I could hear someone breathing on the other side. Before I had a chance to react, the handle twisted in my grasp, and the door suddenly swung open. I stumbled back, raising my rifle, as a man stood there, holding a massive metal shovel like a weapon. It looked like he had been about to charge at me, but the sight of my gun made him hesitate. His expression was pure rage. He stood in the doorway, gripping the shovel tightly, his eyes locked on me. I shouted at him to stay back, trying to sound intimidating, though I was terrified. He didn't move any closer, but his furious expression never wavered. At that moment, I had no idea what to do. Calling the cops wouldn't help. Out here, they'd take at least an hour to arrive, and I wasn't about to hold this man at gunpoint that long, unsure of what he might do next. We stood in tense silence for what felt like forever. Then, without warning, he suddenly hurled the shovel toward me and bolted back into the room. I immediately rushed after him, just in time to see him climbing out of the window. For a split second, I thought about trying to stop him, but something held me back. He jumped outside and disappeared into the night, vanishing into the open fields. There was no way to tell where he went. To this day, that man has never been identified, and I still have no idea what his intentions were. All I know is that if I hadn't been holding my rifle, or if he had managed to get the drop on me first, I might not be here today. We have our email address in the description. Shoot your horror experiences or stories to our mail. We will be publishing them in our channel. Please subscribe our channel and stay tuned for more videos.